What is going on, y'all? It's Micah. I'm back with yet another video. In today's video, we are going to be reacting to Mom rejects pool boy after deed, so he charms her daughter for revenge. Listen, we're not gonna waste no time. We're not wasting no time. We're gonna get right into it. We're gonna get right into it. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe if you're brand new for more reactions. And we're gonna get right into it. Let's go.
After ejecting a pool cleaner, a workaholic mother finds herself in a tricky situation when he tries to date her daughter as a form of revenge. After telling the guy on the phone to stop calling her, Rhonda Phillips goes for a swim, only to be attacked by a strange man who tries to drown her. Rhonda fights back, but as she tries to get out of the water, the man slams her head against the pool's edge, ending her life. He then places her body in a water-filled bathtub. 5 months after Rhonda's demise, a workaholic divorcee named Gale and her daughter Becca move into the house. As they check the pool outside, the teenager notices how dirty it is, prompting her to suggest hiring a pool cleaner. Suddenly, Gale brings up the divorce, causing Becca to think that it's her mother's fault for being a workaholic. However, the mother asserts that it's not a reason for her husband to cheat on her. When Becca admits hating being in the middle, Gale apologizes, pointing out that she decided for them to move to start fresh. A moment later, Becca borrows her mom's car keys to drive to the ice cream parlor and buy her favorite ice cream. Upon arriving, she meets her best friend Jackie, who comforts her, mentioning that she'll face different life problems once she's in college. Left alone at home, Gale tries to watch something on TV, but there's no signal. Suddenly, she hears noise coming from outside. Going to the pool area, she encounters Adam, Rhonda's pool cleaner. She confronts him for trespassing and he quickly apologizes, explaining that he didn't know the house was already sold. As the man packs up to leave, Gale has a change of heart and decides to hire him, recalling her earlier conversation with her daughter about needing a pool cleaner. Returning inside the house, she glances out the window and notices the pool cleaner's attractive physique. Just then, Becca arrives with the ice cream and notices Adam, finding him appealing too. The pool cleaner then introduces himself, explaining that he was hired by Gale. After meeting the guy, the teenager immediately calls Jackie, telling her that she might be in love with Adam. That evening, Gale decides to wash up. Remembering that the former owner passed away in the tub, she changes her mind and goes for a shower instead. That Sunday, Jackie arrives to pick up Becca so they can have lunch. Before the teenager leaves, she advises her mom to drop working sometime and have fun too. Once Becca's gone, Gale hears the doorbell and finds Adam at the door, needing to get his buckets from the pool area. They have a brief conversation during which Adam opens up about his personal life, mentioning that his mother recently passed away and his father left when he was young. However, they are interrupted when Tony, Gale's ex-husband, arrives to ask why she hasn't signed the papers yet. In response, she explains that her lawyer is still finalizing everything. Tony then mentions that he'll be driving down the coast with his new girlfriend, Cindy, and proudly shows off his new car. Just then, Adam appears with his buckets, prompting Gale to introduce him to her ex-husband. Attracted to the pool cleaner, Cindy starts flirting with him, prompting Tony to pull her away so they can leave. Returning inside, Gale vents to Adam, frustrated with her ex-husband for flaunting his new life and making her out to be the villain in their daughter's eyes. The pool cleaner then provides comfort, assuring her that she is better off without Tony. Following this, Gale questions why men who date younger women are often celebrated while women who do the same are often judged. Adam agrees, attributing it to the double standards portrayed in movies and television. When she mentions her television isn't working, the pool cleaner volunteers to fix it. After fixing the device, he advises Gale to forget about Tony and concentrate on finding someone who can genuinely make her happy. He then suggests that she needs to relax, offering to help her with that. However, sensing his attempt to allure her, she quickly turns down his advances. Despite this, Adam insists on massaging her and then encourages her to have fun, leading her to give in and spend a romantic time with him. Meanwhile, Becca informs Jackie about Adam. Her best friend then tries to search for his social media page but can't find anything. Despite this, she urges Becca to make a move if she finds the pool cleaner attractive. After their steamy moment, Gale immediately realizes she made a mistake, clarifying that what happened between them was a one-time thing. Hearing this, Adam feels disappointed, recalling Gale's earlier rant about why women can't date younger men. However, she explains that she doesn't want to lower herself to her ex-husband's level. Feeling hurt, Adam leaves voluntarily. When he gets home, he exercises, muttering to himself that he feels used and can play the same games too. He then throws some punches in the air, revealing that he has photos of Gale and Becca on his wall. The next morning, Becca arrives home. Glancing out the window, she sees Adam cleaning the pool. Following Jackie's advice, the teenager changes into her swimsuit to attract Adam. She applies lotion to her body, prompting the pool cleaner to help apply some on her back. When he's about to leave, Becca pulls his arm, causing him to fall into the pool. She quickly apologizes, explaining that it was her best friend's idea and then jumps in after him. However, Gale returns home earlier than expected, catching them in the pool together. Annoyed, she speaks with Adam privately, advising him to keep everything between them a secret. Gale also warns him not to pursue her daughter, who's too young for him. However, Adam defends himself, asserting that he can date whoever he wants now that things are over between them. After their talk, he invites Becca to a lunch date for the coming weekend. The next morning, Gale asks her glammed-up daughter where she's going, but the teenager lies, saying she'll be studying with Jackie at the library. Aware that she's lying, Gale expresses concern, but Becca gets defensive and insultingly tells her mom to make herself beautiful too. This offends Gale, but she decides to let her daughter go, later realizing that the pool cleaner is the one picking her up. Becca and Adam then spend a good time at the theme park. After that, they eat dessert at an ice cream parlor. When they're about to kiss, Jackie interrupts them, prompting the teenager to introduce Adam to her best friend. While Becca gets napkins from the counter, Jackie talks to Adam, trying to find out if he's on social media. However, he only reveals he's taking a break from it. Hearing this, she asks how he remembers important occasions, prompting him to explain that he doesn't forget. Just then, Becca returns with the napkins and they finally resume their kiss. When the teenager returns home, Gale confronts her for lying about being in the library when she went on a date with Adam. Becca admits the truth but argues that she's old enough and going on a date is no big deal. However, Gale explains that Adam is too old for her, but her daughter scoffs and walks out on her.
But you were saying you were too old for him.
Explaining that she can't focus on work if she has to worry about her every single day.
You're worried about
Becca
nothing.
becomes irritated, expressing that ever since the divorce, her mother has been treating her like a fragile doll, which she finds suffocating. Despite this, Gale insists that her daughter stop seeing Adam. When she asks what he told her, Becca simply replies everything, leaving the mother to fear that her secret has been possibly exposed. Upon learning that her best friend is grounded, Jackie visits the next morning. During their conversation, she brings up that Adam not having social media seems like a red flag, suspecting he might be hiding something or avoiding someone. Hearing this, Becca gets annoyed.
Why automatically does it have to go there? Just because he doesn't have social media? I mean, there's nothing wrong with not having social media. Y'all do realize that. Don't get me wrong. We do live in a world where everybody's on social media. I get that. But there are some people who are not on social media and they're perfectly fine. Just saying. I'm just saying. Even some young folks. There's some young folks that literally do not have a social media at all. No type of presence on there. And yet they're fine. I'm saying everybody thinks life is on social media, but it's really not. It's just mad people on there. That's it. You can live life without going on Instagram. You can live life without going on Twitter. You can live life without going on Facebook. Trust me. You can. Now, I know in this sense, it's probably something different in this case because he does seem a little sketch, for him to have both the daughter and the mother like pictures on the wall. And he's like punching like he has a mission or something. That's kind of strange. But we won't talk about it, but we'll keep getting into it. But
her best friend.
There's nothing wrong with not having social media.
Despite this, Jackie warns her about rushing into things.
But for her to
warn her friend, still
know
little about the guy. Just then, the teenager gets a message from her boyfriend who's arriving soon, so she tells her friend to leave. When Adam arrives, he carries Becca to the pool area. Just then, Gale returns home to get her flash drive.
Wait, whoa! Did I hear that correctly?
From Adam, pointing out that they still know little about the guy. Just then, the teenager gets a message from her boyfriend who's arriving soon, so she
Come on,
tells her friend
boyfriend!
to leave. When Adam arrives, he carries Becca to the pool area. Just then, Gale returns home to get her flash drive, catching her daughter outside with a pool cleaner. After sending Becca to her room, Gale confronts Adam, accusing him of dating her daughter to make her jealous. To end things, she fires him. but he only calmly asks her to take care of herself. Devastated by this event, the woman finds herself unable to return to work. The next morning, Gale receives a call from Victoria. When she apologizes for not being able to return to work due to a family emergency, the boss only instructs her to take a day off because they'll be discussing her position in the firm the next day. Following the advice, Gale goes for a swim, only to discover a rat on the skimmer. She then hires a new pool cleaner named Carlton to remove it. During their conversation, the man reveals he used to be Rhonda's pool cleaner before Adam, who was rumored to have had a relationship with her. As Carlton continues cleaning, he finds a tooth stuck on the drain, prompting Gale to drive to the police station to meet Detective Davidson, who was assigned to the Rhonda Phillips case. Gale wonders why the late woman's tooth was found in the pool if she passed away in the tub. She also asks the detectives if she knows Adam. Davidson then confirms that they're aware of him but mentions they didn't find anything connecting him to Rhonda's demise. Hearing this, Gale insists that the detective should investigate more. Worried, she immediately contacts Becca, but she doesn't pick up. To find her, she visits Jackie, who only tells her that Becca isn't communicating with her anymore. Gale then shares her suspicion that Adam might be involved in Rhonda's demise, and Jackie agrees, noting that the guy gives her the creeps. Worried, Jackie calls Becca, but Adam answers the call and overhears her suspicion that he might be involved in Rhonda's passing. After this, he texts Jackie from Becca's phone, asking her to come to the house at 11 p.m. Soon, Becca returns. After sharing a kiss, they discuss the topic of controlling mothers. Adam suggests that control often stems from love but can sometimes be used to misdirect or manipulate. When Becca asks if someone did this to him, Adam doesn't answer directly. Instead, he shares that it doesn't necessarily make that person bad, but he admits that he can hurt anyone who gets in his way. That night, Gale tries to tell her suspicions to Becca, but the teenager refuses to talk to her and pretends to sleep. Meanwhile, Jackie arrives and sees a note on the door instructing her to enter through the back to avoid waking Gale. After this, Jackie heads to the back area as instructed, where Adam pushes her into the empty pool, causing her to break her leg. As she screams in pain, Gale and Becca rush to her aid. The injured teenager then explains that an unknown man pushed her. At that moment, Adam quietly leaves, taking the note from the door to remove evidence. The next morning at work, Gale walks with Victoria to her office and is shocked to find gifts from Adam on her table. However, her boss doesn't approve and emphasizes that work is work and personal matters should remain at home. Gale tries to explain that the sender is unstable, but Victoria points out that she doesn't need that kind of trouble in the office. After receiving a creepy text from Adam, the scared Gale rushes to her ex, asking him to talk to the pool cleaner man to man. She discloses everything, saying that Adam's texting her daily to say how she reminds her of his late mom. She adds that the obsessive guy is dating Becca as a form of vengeance. After learning all of this, Tony confronts Adam and punches him, warning him to stay away from his ex-wife and daughter. However, he retaliates by telling Tony that Gale loves him, and he insults him for being a bad father and husband. When Adam explains that he, Becca, and Gale will be happy together, Tony realizes that the guy really is mentally unstable. The next morning, Becca confronts her dad for beating Adam. When she shows pictures of her boyfriend with multiple bruises, Tony defends himself, saying he only hit him once and explaining that the guy she's dating is unstable. Despite this, Becca doesn't believe him and leaves. Unbeknownst to Tony, Adam's nearby cooking up a plan. Later, Gale calls Tony and tells him that Adam also sent her the pictures. Because of this, her ex-husband becomes more worried. When Cindy notices his distress, she invites him for a jacuzzi swim, only to realize that the water burned his skin. Cindy rushes him to the hospital, and Gale visits the next morning, learning that someone poured a calcium chemical into the jacuzzi. Meanwhile, Adam takes Becca to the mansion that he's house-sitting. He then starts alluring her, saying that he needs to see what Gale created. This offends Becca, stating that it's weird for him to talk about her mom who hates him. When Adam explains that Gale is just confused about him, Becca quickly realizes that her boyfriend has a thing for her mother. The man then admits his connection with Gale was special. He also shares he prefers mothers over younger women because they can handle real relationships.
What the heck?
Becca pushes him into the pool, realizing her dad was right all along. Suddenly, she receives a text from Jackie, informing her that she is back at work. As she scrolls up, she discovers the text that was sent to her best friend. Immediately after, Becca rushes to the ice cream parlor to apologize to Jackie. They both discover that Adam sent the text to lure Jackie to Becca's house. Suddenly, their conversation's interrupted when Jackie sees Adam nearby, prompting her to call the detective, worried for...
boy, why are you creeping like that? Oh nah. Oh nah. Absolutely not. That's crazy. Nah, my boy
is interrupted when Jackie sees Adam nearby, prompting her to call the detective.
Yeah,
Worried for her mom,
somebody.
Becca rushes home. Meanwhile, Carlton continues fixing the pool, but Gale asks him to lock the back door when he's done. Returning inside, Gale receives a call from Davidson, who informs her that Adam's fingerprints were found on the side of Tony's jacuzzi. The detective also shares more information about the guy, revealing that there's speculation that he may have collaborated with his mother when he was younger to end his father's life. Just then, Becca arrives and apologizes to her mother for everything.
Right.
Meanwhile, Carlton prepares to lock the back door, but Adam ends his life and later throws his body in the pool. Still on the phone, Davidson recommends the mother and daughter stay in a hotel while the authorities look for Adam. Unbeknownst to them, the guy is already inside the house. After the call, Becca confronts her mother about sharing a special moment with Adam. Gale confirms it happened, explaining she kept it a secret because she wasn't proud of it. Hearing this, the teenager realizes that her ex-boyfriend just used her. Despite this, Becca agrees to leave the house, so she goes upstairs to pack her things, while Gale does the same in her room. However, as soon as the teenager finishes packing, she notices Adam's car outside the window. Before she can scream, he covers her mouth, putting her to sleep. Soon, Gale discovers her unconscious daughter. However, as she tries to help, she slips and hits her head on the floor, seeing Adam before she loses consciousness. Upon waking, Gale finds herself in bed covered with petals. Panicked, she rushes to her daughter's room but finds it empty. Hearing music, she heads downstairs only to see Adam, who prepared dinner for her. When he invites her to dance, she agrees out of fear and then asks where Becca is. However, he only explains that the teenager won't be bothering them anymore. When Gale mentions Rhonda, Adam admits to ending her life because she doesn't want to be involved with him. He also confesses to ending his father, whom he believed tried to come between him and his mother's special relationship. Still worried for Becca, Gale runs outside.
What? Yo! Hey, don't tell me he killed her. Don't tell me he killed her.
Next to Carlton's lifeless body, she sees her daughter chained to the pool as it's being filled up. Just then, Adam catches up to her, but Gale headbutts him and uses the pool net to strike him, causing him to hit the post and fall unconscious. Gale quickly frees her daughter, and they immediately rush inside after seeing Adam in front of them. Though they lock everything, he manages to break the glass door, forcing them to hurry upstairs and hide in the bedroom. Aware that Adam is arriving soon, they rush to the bathroom. Gale then comes up with a plan, instructing her daughter to fill the tub while she splashes water on the floor. Hearing the running water, Adam realizes they're hiding in the bathroom. He tries to force his way in but slips and ends up falling into the tub. While he's soaked in the water, Gale threatens to drop a plugged-in hairdryer to keep him still. She then asks Becca to go next door to call the police. Shortly after, Davidson and the police arrive to arrest Adam. Following this, Becca and Gale return to the house, finally safe from harm.
Subscribe to watch more videos like this. Turn on notifications.
That was crazy. What movie is that? Hold on. I low-key kind of want to watch that. I'm not going to lie. PoolBoyNightmare 2020. That came out in 2020? I got to watch that. I'm not going to lie. PoolBoyNightmare? I'm not going to watch. Just saying. I don't know. I might have to watch it. Y'all let me know. Should I watch it? Should I watch it? No? Yeah? Y'all let me know.